Good morning, everyone. We'll be starting right at 9. Just give everyone a couple minutes to join here. Tamara, could you share the agenda in the chat again?
Yes, doing that now.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Just as people are joining, then if they need the other links and everything, I can have that. All right. It is 9 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to Oh, there you go. Thank you. All right. Welcome to Summer Institute for PBIS for 2024. We are going to get right into it today. So today we are in the regular meeting format in Zoom, just so you know. So we want to make sure that you're being aware of keeping your audio muted, and you don't have to be on video if you don't want to. That's optional. You can ask us questions in the chat throughout the day if you need some support for any reason. Right now, it's better to ask Tamara as I'm sharing the screen, and she can help support you with anything that you need right now. And throughout the day, as you're seeing either of us, we're here to help with those things. So feel free to ask those questions, and then of presenters as well when they're coming. So it's up to you how you want to be seen or not be seen, but please just be aware of being muted while there's a presentation happening. This is our agenda for the day. So we're going to be starting with some opening remarks from our Director of Special Education, Sonia Smith. We have a celebration of our 20 years of PBIS implementation. There will be a short break, and then we're going to have the 2 sessions. We'll have, and in the agenda that Tamara is sharing, you can get the links to either of the sessions on sustained implementation or function-based thinking. Then there will be another break, and we'll have 2 presentations, one on exploring the impacts of PBIS, and one on supporting students with disability with PBIS. Then we do have a short lunch break so that if you want to, you don't have to eat on screen if you're part of it and all of those things. And then we have a wonderful message from the commissioner recognizing our exemplar schools and districts. And we'll have a brief closing at the end. So welcome to our 20th PBIS Summer Institute. I'm going to hand things off to Sonia Smith, our director, to get us started today.
Good morning, everyone. And again, welcome to the 20th Minnesota PBIS Summer Institute. What an accomplishment. So glad that all of you are here today. I believe that a great day is planned for you. So I know that you will have an amazing day celebrating and remembering when. Next slide, please, Tamara. Remember. All right, our 10 Minnesota commitments to equity. Today, we will be focusing on 3 of them: prioritizing equity, measuring what matters, and going local. Next slide, please. I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you to all of you. You've persisted through the many challenges of the 23-24 school year and even before that. We are in a position where we want to recognize your sustained efforts to improve the outcomes for students. It absolutely takes a village. And today, most notably, we want to appreciate your work with your PBIS work. PBIS implementation takes intentional, sustained effort over time, and we know that this is not done in a linear fashion. It's challenging work, and you've stayed the course, so we want to thank all of you for the hard work and dedication you have put in to ensure that our students in Minnesota are well taken care of through your PBIS work in your schools. Next slide, please. All right. You go to the next one. Thank you. This slide illustrates the growth of PBIS over time from cohort 1 back in 2005 until cohort 20 in the current day, 2024. You can see steady growth in not only the number of PBIS schools in training, but also the number of schools sustaining PBIS after training. And that is seen in the dark blue bars on the screen here. Next slide, please. This slide, I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure I'm keeping up with the slides as they're going all over the place for me. So this slide indicates the impact of PBIS in the state of Minnesota. We have 296 districts and charters participating in PBIS. That is equivalent to 57% of districts and charters in Minnesota. 904 schools, 40% of schools in Minnesota. But the biggest number, the biggest deal, 424,889 students are impacted, or 49% of our students in Minnesota. That is a big deal. Next slide, please. Our priorities. So this slide actually indicates how we marry the priorities within the agency. We have our compass, which is Collaborative Minnesota Partnerships to Advance Student Success. And then we have Minnesota MTSS, and you'll see in the circle there, I'm calling it a circle, but you'll see how it all runs together: infrastructure for continuous improvement, family community engagement, multi-layered practices and support, assessment, database decision-making. It all matters, it all works together, and it all ties into the Due North Minnesota's education plan. And of course, you know, PBIS works with all of these things. Next slide, please. So with that, I want to say, and especially congratulations to our exemplar schools and districts. Now, this will be celebrated a little bit later in the day, but I wanted you to hear it from me, the Director of Special Education, how much your work, hard work, dedication, and your ability to sustain the work. I appreciate you. We appreciate you, and we congratulate you on your years of service in this work. Next slide, please. So throughout the day, you're going to have a couple fun things that you will be able to share. Slideshow of 20 years of PBIS from across the state. Then you will see a video looking at PBIS in schools in Minnesota today and in the past, with messages from staff and students from Chanhassen High School, ISD 742, that's the St. Cloud Schools, Princeton Intermediate School, formerly known as North Elementary, and National PBIS Center. Next slide, please. Oh, and here are a couple of fun things for those of us who have been around for 20 or more years. In 2004, which was 20 years ago, the Summer Olympics was held in Athens, Greece. NASA lands the Opportunity and Spirit rovers over on Mars. President George W. Bush was the president at that time. The Boston Red Sox won the World Series. Billboard magazine's top song was "Yeah" by Usher, featuring Lil Jon and Ludacris. If you remember that time, some folks had that at their weddings. I won't say names, Aaron, but it was a time. Highest grossing film at that time was Shrek 2. Facebook, launched by Mark Zuckerberg. And if you know anything about Facebook and all those changes, you're like, where did the years go? That felt like only yesterday. A debut of the medical drama show House MD, and then fashion trends, Uggs, which I hope they're not gone because I love those. Von Dutch, crisp white tees, which some of us still wear. A lot going on 20 years ago, along with the amazing work of PBIS. So again, we thank you and we appreciate you for staying the test of time. Next slide, please. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Erin Farrell. Have an amazing day. And again, you are absolutely appreciated for all you do. Have a great start to the school year as well.
Thank you so much, Sonia. We're so lucky to have had you here, and we really appreciate you being with us and being a part of our celebration. So thank you so much for your messages today and for being here with us. So just a few other things before we get started with our other presentations today. So we're going to have, we're recording the sessions, but we're also live streaming, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. But you can find all of our resources on our Summer Institute webpage. And we're going to be going all day today, well, till 1:30. I mean, it seems like all day, but till 1:30. And we're going to have a lot of different things that are looking back and celebrating the 20 years, as Sonia said. So our topics are going to be implementation over time, function-based thinking across all tiers, supporting students with disabilities in PBIS, exploring the impacts of PBIS on school outcomes, and then our exemplar ceremony. We wanted to, this slide looks a little weird when it's really blown up here, but we wanted to share some other resources with you and to make you aware of some of the things outside of Minnesota PBIS that are also in alignment with our work and we have partnerships with. So this is, I'm talking about the Minnesota PBS Network, and this is a part of the National Organization of APBS. It's our Minnesota chapter. The focus of this group is really looking at positive behavior support across the lifespan in Minnesota. And so if there's something that kind of piques your interest, you can find those the resources here. So the website is listed there. There's also presence on social media, as well as the YouTube page. So we're going to have two different YouTube pages I'll talk about in a second. Some of those videos are available on the MNPBS Network YouTube, and some of them are available on our Minnesota PBIS YouTube channel, and I'll talk about that next. If you're interested and want to get involved, there is the email as well. And here are just some of our partner organizations that are members of the network. Next slide. So this is has a little bit of information on our MNPBS Network YouTube channel. There are some videos from past Summer Institutes and some other events that have been really wonderful. So if you hit subscribe, you'll to the YouTube page for MNPBS Network, you'll get notifications when there's new videos and different things that are going on there. This the presentations that are in the agenda under link 2 will be streaming to the MNPBS Network YouTube channel today. So that's where you'll be able to find those, and we'll share the live link when it's happening with participants here, and you'll get those resources, access to the recordings in an email after we're done with the Institute also. Okay, and then we also have the PBIS Minnesota YouTube channel, and there's more than 13 subscribers. This might be a little old, but on this site, we are currently streaming to it, and everything with link 1 is going to be streamed to that YouTube channel today. So you can also see some additional Summer Institute videos from the past when we were live streaming. and some other presentations as well. If you're looking to kind of dive into the 20 years of PBIS implementation and what that looks like, there are some older videos that are on the webpage there. Some other things that we want to share with you to make sure that you're aware of, the National Center on PBIS has a lot of wonderful resources that we like to make sure that people are aware of. There are several new practice briefs, some of which we might be touching on some things today. There's different things on looking at Tier 2 systems, on aligning school mental health practices, on supporting students with disabilities with PBIS. So we want you to be aware that those resources are there, and they're always updating and making those more current with the most current research as well. In addition to those, we also have been, since the pandemic era here has begun, we've been doing a series of webinars with our special education team. And we have, these are posted on the MDE special education webpage. I'd like to highlight the PBIS 101 video or webinar that was done with one of our presenters that is here today, Charlie Eisenreich, and several others. And it's really telling the stories of what PBIS looks like across the state. It's an amazing presentation if you're ever trying to have a conversation with schools or someone else about what is PBIS and what does it look like. That is a wonderful place to start. In addition to that, we also have other aligned initiatives and evidence-based practices. I forget how many we're up to now, but there are quite a few on the page now. So look into that. There are some specific things with specific disability categories, and then there's also mental health supports and lots of amazing resources. So definitely check that out. We wanted to highlight also with this 20 years of implementation, there's a lot of people involved in this. And so we have here, we're showing our leadership within the regions. So if you don't know, we have 3 different regions that our PBIS support is split into. We have the metro area, and so there's our leadership for the metro area, Lauren and Debbie. The North, Aaron and Charlie, who are also here today, are the leadership in the North. And in the South, our leadership are Allison, Hazel, and Sarah. And behind them are many more people also supporting this work in each region. There are many trainers and coaches and administrative support behind all of the work that is done. And we want to thank them for their partnership and all of the amazing work that they have been a part of with us over these 20 years. If you're looking to get involved with anything, if you're not yet, here are their contact information. But we really have such a strong network in Minnesota of all of these people supporting this work. It's not any tiny little individual or team. There are so many behind the scenes supporting all of this work. So we just wanted to highlight that and say thank you to all of you today. If you don't know about us on social media, we are there. So look for our Facebook page. We're also on X. And share your work. We do feature, whenever schools are sharing their work with us, we do retweet or also share it again on Facebook so that you're showing up on our page, and we can share that across the state as well. All right, so with that, we're a little bit ahead of schedule, which is great. We just want to invite you to enjoy the day, and thank you for being a part of this with us. And we'll get going into the next part of our day is going to be, I'm going to stop sharing for just a second, is going to be going into our 20 years of implementation video. And so I'm going to pull that up, and we're going to We're going to start with this video, and then Charlie is going to share some things with us after that. Okay, here we go. Okay. Sorry for the shift here. Just have to make sure I get the right thing up there. Nope, not this screen. All right. All right, so here is 20 years of PBIS in Minnesota. As Sonia said earlier, these are the schools that you're going to hear from, and I'm going to let them tell their stories, and here we go. And we're not hearing sound.
Hi everyone, I'm Maggie Harrington. And I'm Vivi. We're NHS officer. And today we're going to talk to you about pride. So you may be wondering, what does pride even mean?
So the P means prepared. Be prepared by bringing all your supplies to school every day.
The next letter is R. It stands for being respectful.
You can be respectful by holding the door open for someone. Yeah.
D stands for dependability.
Hey, Will, thanks for always showing up.
Who am I here with today?
Logan,
And how do you feel when you get a pride ticket?
I feel very proud of myself.
Hi, who am I here with today?
Mrs. Flum.
And what do you appreciate about pride?
I like that it focuses on the positive rather than dwelling on negative, and it's kind of a proactive, positive approach to how we want to do things around here.
Who am I here with today?
Stella Johnson.
How do you feel when your friends get pride tickets?
Inspired. E stands for excellence. Yes, 100%.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Sammy.
Sammy, how do you demonstrate pride?
Respect.
How do you show respect?
I'm respectful to all the teachers and I'm very friendly to them.
Thank you, Sammy. Lorenzo, how do you feel when you give out your pride tickets to students?
Well, it feels good to acknowledge their good work and, I'm always looking for good things to focus on, and I always get the best students. So of course I'm gonna give out a lot of pride tickets.
Yay for pride.
Hi, my name is Julene Gramberg. I'm a student at Tech High School. PBS in our school has really been focusing on the importance of attendance and going to class. I hear many messages throughout the school day over the loudspeaker and just from my teachers on how important it is to be going to class, to keep your grades up and to learn all the materials so you're not missing anything.
Hello, my name is Ibrahim Kamara. I'm a senior at Tech and I'm in a lot of activities. And one of the pillars that Tech as a school focuses on is pride, respect, and responsibility. And those pillars actually help me with my activities because sometimes there are younger students who don't know those roles or those pillars, and it really helps me guide them to be what the school expects of us.
How you doing? I'm Bruce Brantley. I'm the 9th grade dean of students at Tech High School. I am here to talk about our PBS program and how it helps our kids process with their expectations that we have for them. It also helps me with process with the kids because they're more familiar with the expectations that we have.
Holden McKenna. And how do you get those?
You have to be safe and be a part of something. Do your best.
What's the basket? What do you do with those tickets then?
You put them in.
You put them in there, so you rip them off, and then what do you get? What's the incentive that you get?
To learn our ticket to the car.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
That's really good.
And we're trying to get POSIPs to go where?
To the carnival.
Yeah, and we're helping each other to earn that, right?
Yeah,
Are we working just by ourselves or as a team?
team.
Okay.
My name is Kanara and I'm student council.
One thing we do during meetings is we help set up things like minute to win it games and assemblies. Sometimes for the assemblies, we have student council participate in. So as for minute to win it, when we did it, we had multiple groups of 2. And each group, they went around to every classroom. And each classroom had their own time. And for assemblies, we help set them up. We help set up what time and what people do for them.
And what do you do? Why do you do assemblies? What do you do those for?
It's a good way to help with education and also a fun way to do it.
As an ambassador, which I am, we help people who are new to the school and we help them learn about the stuff that they haven't learned, and we help them go along the whole school.
What are the expectations at Lincoln?
The expectations are to always be kind,
Be safe and be your best.
For the source slips, I have seen stickers and different type of prize. They got card games and multiple others. And if you get more than 5 source slips, you can get gift cards or passes to other places, or like tickets or gift cards and stuff.
What kind of tickets? Like, where would you get tickets to?
Like let's just say a game, or you can get a gift card and multiple stuff.
Hello and good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, December 19th, 2011. And hello, students and staff at North Elementary in Princeton, Minnesota. My name is George Sugai, and I'm at the University of Connecticut. As co-director of the National Center on Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports, I'm very fortunate to visit schools all over the United States and the world. A couple of weeks ago, I was in Brainerd, Minnesota, and I learned about all the exciting things you've been doing to build Tiger Pride at North Elementary, at your home, and in your community. It's awesome that you've been trying your best to show Tiger Pride when you're learning in the classroom, walking down the hallways, riding home on the bus, doing homework at home, and playing with your friends.
Special edition of Tiger Pride News. I'm William. I'm Michaela. Today's special report is about Tiger Pride, what it is and how it all started. Did you know Tiger Pride all started in 2005? Let's talk to some students and staff to see what they feel about Tiger Pride. I like Tiger Pride because it makes somebody feel good. Because people show kindness to others. That everybody shows Tiger Pride to each other. I like Tiger Pride because everybody treats each other with kindness and we get to spend our Tiger Prides at the store. People being kind to other people. Excuse me, what do you like about Tiger Pride?
I like when students and staff are very kind to each other and show respect and help each other whenever they need it.
What do you like about Tiger Pride?
I like being able to form relationships with my students and being intentional about that and being able to help show Tiger Pride as a classroom and as a whole school community.
I just like how everybody's like kind to each other and saying nice things about others. I like Tiger Pride because you respect others and people feel good about it. And I like making people's hearts feel better.
I like Tiger Pride because like it keeps everyone safe and like it keeps the school going.
I think Tiger Pride has made a really big difference in our school because it's used throughout the classroom. So when I see a kid in the hall, I can talk about respecting others in the hall. When I see somebody in the cafeteria doing a good job, I can talk about being respectful in the cafeteria. So it's a language that everybody knows. And I don't have to worry about if the student is not sure what I'm talking about or who their teacher is. Everybody uses the same kind of thing. So they all have the same expectations no matter where they are.
Live with a fireman in Chicago, and he saw the Tiger Pride tiger. Now, what did the tiger tell you?
The tiger told me to be respectful, just like the children at North Elementary.
So keep doing all the stuff that shows good Tiger Pride. Students, families, and staff all over the country are learning how you are being respectful and good citizens at North Elementary. Do me a favor and each day catch one of your friends, one staff member, someone in your family when they are showing Tiger Pride. Have a good school year and keep showing Tiger Pride.
All right, wonderful. As we're transitioning, Charlie, if you want to set us up for the next piece.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks, Aaron, and good morning, everybody. My name is Charlie Eisenreich, retired administrator from the St. Cloud Area School District, and one of the lead trainers, as well as an external coach for the North region of PBIS. I was part of Cohort 1 way back when we first started 20 years ago. So in some of the schools that you're able to see in that video in St. Cloud, as well as North Elementary in Princeton, were part of those that first cohort of schools when we got it started in Minnesota. So happy to see that all of those schools continue to sustain PBIS over the course of those 20 years. And it's just great to see all the kids and all of their staff members still involved in that process. So we're going to transition now to a little bit of information for you, and we're going to test your knowledge, and probably just to kind of help us celebrate our 20th year of PBIS in Minnesota, we thought it would be a kind of a good idea to test your knowledge on some of the unique aspects of PBIS across those 20 years. And so we put together a little Kahoot quiz that many of you should be familiar with that platform. And so what we'd like you to do right now is join our Kahoot and see how much you know about some interesting facts of 20 years in Minnesota. So go ahead and you got a QR code up there, or log into your Kahoot account. Get it moving forward. You see lots of folks jumping in right now as we start this process. I think we have well over 100 participants here registered for our Summer Institute. So our goal is to get 100 plus folks on board with this so that we can see who is the top scorer out there. Let's give you some time to log in. Be thinking about, no matter whether you're maybe currently in training right now, or perhaps you were part of Cohort 1 20 years ago, and continue to see how well you know. It looks like, man, we're getting up to, we keep going, 30 plus already. So put your name on there so we can identify you like Kahoot always does. It'll give you the top scores as we go through this little quiz. And these are some unique facts. You'll also get some questions regarding PBIS itself from an implementation standpoint. So this will be kind of an interesting little quiz. We'll continue to get folks on board, give you a few moments to do that, and then we'll get Aaron to start the quiz here momentarily, as once everybody has a chance to log in.
Wow, so it says we have 41, and Kahoot told me we would only be able to hold 40, so now we have 42, so this is great. All right, maybe I'll just really quickly put the pin in the chat here too.
Sounds good.
So anybody who hasn't gotten in yet can still join, but I think we're plateauing at that 45 mark. So we ready to get going?
Yeah, let's push that start button, and away we go. All right. Quiz time. First one, Cohort 1 training began in the fall of what school year? 2009, 2003, 2005, or 2007? See if you can use your math brain there a little bit to get that one figured out. It's like we have 46 answers posted. Yeah, the correct answer was in the blue, 2005. Started in that 2005-2006 school year. Awesome. So it looks like we got a few folks on board already. Oh, Belts was the quickest one in. Nice job. All right, let's see who can stay on that leaderboard. Next question, here we go. What percent of districts in Minnesota have been trained to implement PBIS? So percent of districts, 22, 53%, 57%, or 62%. that answer was given earlier when Sarah was presenting. So see who was paying attention. 22, 53, 57, or 62. The correct answer is in the blue, 57%. Look like 17 of you got that correct. And after two, hey, Belts, no, Caitlin takes the lead. Nice job, Caitlin. Belts is in second place, followed by Dan. All right, looks like Caitlin did a nice job of diving into that question right away. Here's number 3. How many schools were part of Cohort 1 training? Oh my goodness. 9, 7, blue is 3, and green is 11. How many schools were part of Cohort 1 training? So starting in the fall of 2005. All right, the correct answer is 9 in the red. Okay, a little bit lower as far as percent getting that correct, but hey, like I said, these are unique questions, not necessarily just toward PBIS components. All right, leaderboard time. What do we got? Okay, Minshell jumps up into the lead at 2684. It's like Caitlin is right in second and Belts in third. Dan's still on that leaderboard as well, and Jen hops in there. Nice work. All right, let's keep it moving here. The initial 2 days of Cohort 1 training were held at MDE in Roseville, Thunder Alley in Princeton, St. Cloud Convention Center, or the former Ties building. Okay, who can recall that, or if you're part of Cohort 1? Let's see what we got. All right, 2 folks got the right answer. It was in Princeton at the Thunder Alley, believe it or not. Back in those days, we were trying to search for places to be able to hold those 9 schools, all those team members. So we needed some spaces with not a lot of funding at that point too. So Thunder Alley in Princeton was the correct answer. All right, let's see what we got from a leaderboard. Minshell stays in first, and looks like that leaderboard stayed the same. Perhaps not much movement. Maybe not getting that right answer on that one. That's a tough one. Like I said, these are unique questions. So
I was thinking maybe they had some inside information or something, but then they didn't get this one. So
here we go. All right, let's continue on. Question number 5. Who was the lead trainer during the early years of Minnesota cohort training? Rob Horner, Tim Walls, Kevin Filter, or George Sagai? Let's see if hopefully a few more folks will get this one correct. Rob Horner, Tim Walls, Kevin Filter, or George Sagai? Well, the correct answer is George Sagai, who you saw in that little video with that little message to North Elementary students in Princeton. George Sagai is the correct answer there. He was our lead trainer for the first several years of cohort training here in Minnesota. All right, so 12 people got that one correct. Let's see what our leaderboard says. Uh-oh, NRIP takes the lead at 2742. Jen is moving up there. Minshell stays on the leaderboard as well as Caitlin, but look at KZ, nice job moving up. All right, and SJ is the highest climber, 19 spots. Here's the next question. In the early years, cohort training was held at a conference center named after this fictional character. Paul Bunyan, Cinderella, Mermaid, or Iron Man? All right, conference center named after this fictional character. It wasn't the first year, but it was in the early years of cohort training here in Minnesota. All right, the correct answer is in the blue, the Mermaid Center. 7 folks got it right. Okay, it looked like Paul Bunyan was quite popular though. So All right. Let's see what happens on the leaderboard. NRIP stays in the lead. Didn't look like they got that right answer though, but so Jen and Abdi move up. Summer Fan had the highest climber, moved up 14 places. Well done, Summer Fan. All right, we got some folks moving up into that leaderboard though, so that's good. Abdi and Kim, nice work. Here we go. Cohort 4 had portions of their training held at which downtown St. Paul hotel? The St. Paul, Intercontinental, Hampton Inn and Suites, or at the Super 8? Which downtown St. Paul hotel? These are tough questions, right? So cohort 4 was held at the Intercontinental. 16 people got that one correct. So a little bit better results there overall. So good work, folks. And leaderboard time. NRIP back in the lead, but look at Abdi moving all the way up. And Fan Man, highest answer streak of 3. Nice work. Jen is still up there, Minshell, and HCPN is now up on the top leaderboard as well. So NRIP still in the lead, but Abdi a close second. So nice work. All right, let's continue on. Question number 8. Recognizing schools for sustaining exemplar status began during school year 2014-15, 2005-06, 2010-11, or 2001-02? What is the correct answer for starting that exemplar status? And the correct answer is in the red, 2014-15. So took us about 10 years or so to get that process started, and 10 of you got that one correct. Like 2010-11 was a popular vote. All right, let's check to see again the Abdi. Nice work. Fran Man up on the leaderboard now, as well as Summer Fan. Nice work. And Jamie N, highest climber, 16 places. We got some folks moving up. All right, good work. Getting into that final third almost with question number 9. Minnesota expanded its trainer capacity in the late 2000s by recruiting national trainers, writing a grant for presenting, hiring an acting coach, or developing an online module with test. All right, let's see who's got this one. The correct answer is, it's actually hiring an acting coach. One person responded correctly to that question. Yeah, that's a tough one. We knew that was going to be hard. Okay. But we did actually get an acting coach to help work with some of our trainers and recruit trainers as well here, right here in the state of Minnesota. So Abdi continues to lead it. Harvey has now entered. Harvey must have been the lone person getting that one right. 2941, moving up on that leaderboard. Nice job. Okay, NRIP still in second place. All right, first goals to implement PBIS began in, so this is not just in Minnesota here now. First schools to implement PBIS began in the mid-1990s, late 2000s, early 2000s, or the early 2010s. Probably take out a couple of those responses, right? Process of elimination. The correct answer is, yeah, in the red. 19 folks. It started in the mid-1990s. A few other states got this going first before it entered into Minnesota in the mid-2000s. So mid-1990s, about 10 years before we got it going here in Minnesota. So 19 folks got that right. Let's see if we got a change in the leaderboard. Abdi was in the lead. Let's see if he hung on to that, and he certainly did. Harvey now in second place. Mr. White gaining traction now. Nice work. Looked like NRIP fell a little bit on that leaderboard, but all right. Nice work. Abdi retains the lead. Okay, let's get to 11. PBIS is based on the science of humanism, behavior analysis, biology, or Freudian psychology. All right, let's see. Hopefully we get a number of folks getting this one correct. Let's see how quick they can log in on this answer. Here we go. Yes, behavior analysis. 36. Got this one right. Very good. Yeah, we kind of knew that that was going to be a more of a gimme on that one. Well done, everybody. Behavior analysis. It's all about behavior when we talk about PBIS. All right. That was question 11. Let's see what we got for leaderboard. Does Abdi retain the lead? Yes, he does. Harvey's going up. Look at Superfan coming in, as well as HCPN moved up. And Sarah was the highest climber, moved up 7 places that time. We had a lot of people get it right. So nice work, Sarah, moving up. But we got some new folks in that HCPN up on that leaderboard. Abdi's still doing a good job, though, holding on. PBIS student outcomes in year 1 of implementation are most closely related to consistent responses to behavior, teaching behavior expectations, using data to make decisions, or rewarding appropriate behavior. Okay, this is testing your knowledge of recalling year 1 of implementation. What do we got here? Yeah, it's actually in the yellow, teaching behavior expectations. That's the focus. So majority got that one correct. 20 of you, nice work. It's a tough one to recall if you were in training back several years ago. So scoreboard, leaderboard, Abdi's on fire. Look at that. Maintains the lead. Oh, look at Michelle moves up. All right. Abdi's had 3 in a row. So, all right. Who can log in quicker? Here's a 13. PBIS student outcomes in year 2 of implementation are closely related to, all right, consistent response to behavior, teaching behavior expectations, using data to make decisions, or rewarding appropriate behavior. All right, there's a kind of a follow-up question to the previous one regarding year 1. All right, yeah. Rewarding appropriate behavior is the correct response. 18 of you got that one right in the green. So yeah, the year 1 focused on teaching behaviors. Year 2 is about recognizing that appropriate behavior. All right, leaderboard time. What do we got? Does Abdi hold on? Looks like Abdi's still up in first place, but look at Michelle coming up there. Combo breaker. 4 players just dropped their answer streak of 3. All right. Harvey's in there now. Mr. White, Michelle, and HCPN. Okay, looks like we got a little tight race up at the top. Okay, see if Abdi's doing well, though. 2 questions left. Number 14, the state PBIS initiative provides how many days of training for PBIS teams over 2 years? 2 days, 6 days, 4 days, or 9 days? Who's the quickest on this one? I suspect several right or correct answers. And what do we got? Yeah, the correct response is 20. So over those 2 years of training, so 6 days the first year and then 3 days the second year is what we've been working on for several years now. So a total of 9 days over those 2 years. So 20 of you got it right. And from a scoreboard standpoint, what do we got here? Drum roll. Oh no! HCPN was a little quicker, jumps ahead by a little over 200 points. Look at that. So Abdi falls just briefly to second place. Mr. White moved up to 3rd, Harvey in 4th, and Kim moves up into that 5th place. Look at Emma, highest climber, 6 places on that one. So yeah, we knew that that was going to be a quick one. So all right, last question. Let's see who can come out on top. Here it is. How many regional implementation projects, RIPs, are in Minnesota? 5, 3, 7, or 6? How many regional implementation projects. That answer was given earlier in the opening welcome. So the correct answer is in the yellow, 3. Yes, 18 of you got that right. There are 3: Metro, North, and South. All right, drum roll. Let's see who the overall winner is from a point standpoint. Did we get it? Kim in third with 6804. Mr. White comes in second and with 7,774 points. HCPN takes it. Wow, nice job. Abdi was in fourth and Jamie N moves up into 5th place. Well done, everybody. Look at that. Close race right towards the end. And again, it's not necessarily how, if you get the correct answer, but how fast you get into it too. So thanks everybody for taking part of that little quiz. We thought it would be just a nice little piece of celebrating 20 years of PBIS here in Minnesota. Like I said, those were some fun facts followed by some specific information regarding our training. And I will turn it back over to Aaron Farrell. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Charlie. It sounds like you got some big fans and maybe another career path if you choose to be a game show host. That was great. Thank you so much. Okay, so for our last kind of piece of this morning celebration here, we're gonna play a slideshow that of pictures that have been taken at training since day one. So these are going back a ways. So let me share my screen. Open this up. All right, and here we go. Awesome. I should have set this up ahead of time, but if you saw yourself or someone you knew or you know in that video, say a little hey in the chat or put something in the chat. I think there's a lot of people who are represented in the in those pictures. So it's kind of fun to see how many people are a part of it, that are here and have been a part of it. I stopped sharing, right? Okay. So, all right, so we have a couple extra minutes as we're transitioning to our next one. Really quickly before we do that, I want to say thank you to John, especially, who helped to get all of that together, and Charlie, and everyone who's been involved in getting all of this, all of these wonderful, amazing historical documents and records together and digging through all of your things to find it. Just want to say thank you to all of you for helping to share that with us today so that we can have that all be a part of our celebration. So as we transition to the next part of our day, if Tamara, if you can put the agenda in the chat one more time, just to make sure people have that with the links. I might actually, I'll just share really quick what's happening. All right. So, so here is that agenda. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to take a quick little break until about 10:10. And you can make a choice if you would like to stay in this Zoom link. You're going to hear about sustained implementation over time with John Beach, who just have put a lot of those materials together. So I'm sure he's going to have some fun things to share with us in that session. I'm going to be hopping over to the other Zoom link, and we're going to be hearing from Hazel and Sarah on function-based thinking across all tiers. So if you want to join that session, you'll have to change to the other Zoom link. If you want to do sustained implementation over time, you're going to stay in this link. And just to look ahead really quick, we're then going to have a break. We're not going to be coming back all together. You can stay again in this link to be in the session for exploring the impacts of PBIS on school outcomes with Nick Gage. So you are in this link for that. If you want to hear about supporting students with disabilities in PBIS with the OSSEO behavior support staff, you're going to join me in the other room. Then we're going to give you a lunch break, like we said earlier, and then the rest of the day will all be in this session again. So we only have the 2 Zoom links for our breakout sessions, and then we're going to all come back together in Zoom link 1 for the remainder of the day. All right, so go ahead, take a stretch break, do what you need to do. I'm going to hop off of here and I'll be going into, yeah, Eric, maybe you can share a couple of things if you want to really quick. That would be great. Did I put you on the spot?
Yeah, a little bit, not really on the spot, but I think I just, tons of great memories just seeing those slides and the partnerships and, I think so many things in education, you have the initiative champion where someone comes on and it just can't carry forward. The only way this has worked as well as really the dedication at each school level and our regional partners and all the trainers and coaches and MDE staff that have changed as well over the years. So you could just got a really quick glimpse of it, but we couldn't be where we are collectively without the contributions of everyone in doing that. And, just super fun to see that. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Because if for anybody who doesn't know Eric, he's been a part of it, of course, and driving this from day one. And so really thank you for getting everything going and bringing all these people together to do all of this work. So glad I could put you on the spot and have a couple words from you. All right, I'm going to hop over to the other Zoom link. Those of you that are staying in here, stay in here. Otherwise, take your stretch break.